Hi Soapies, Sherry here from a Misty Dimness AMD soap, and you will notice that I am coming at you from a different angle today. This is a YouTube soaper collaboration, and there's like 65 of us who are all going to be making the same types of soap. So there are 3 groups. My group is the color red, and our special ingredient is apple. And so I have tried to do this once before. This is my second time, and this was my attempt. My soap turned out really pink, and there might be too much shadow here. We might have to do some playing with lighting too. Anyways, and then I also, when I tried cutting my embed in half, I had problems with my embed breaking. So we're going to try a slightly modified version of this same soap. Go into my 1-pound loaf mold, and I'm going to be using these apples. And of course, in typical what everything that can go wrong will, I do have one apple that's short, so that will be my bar, I guess. So we're going to be using apple embeds on top. We're going to be piping some white frosting on top, and then we're going to be doing a green, red, and white swirl. So let's get soap making. In here, these are my oils. So this is my master batched oils. I also have my fragrance in here, and the fragrance I am using is apples and oak. I also have my apple juice added into here, so that's what I'm using for my apple ingredient, is apple juice. And I'm using about half of the liquid that I needed in here for apple juice. I also have ground oatmeal in here just to give it a little bit of texture, to give the soap a little bit of texture and a little bit of gentle skin soothing exfoliating. So that is what is in our oils bucket. This is our lye bucket. This is my 1-to-1 master batch solution. I did add a little bit of extra water to this just to make up for the part of the liquid that is not apple juice. And I also have salt and kaolin clay in here. I had a quick brain fart that I was going to use pink kaolin clay in this, but then I realized with my colors that just won't work very well. So speaking of colors, for my red, I am using a custom mixed red in vegetable glycerin. So this is 1 part ruby red and 1 part, I believe it's called radically red. Both of those are Micah's and More colors. So I've pre-mixed those in glycerin. And then I have also pre-mixed golden green from Micah's and More in glycerin as well. Because I've been playing with my lye concentration, I'm finding my soap is moving a lot faster. So I'm going to try pre-mixing some soap colors and see how that goes. And then this is just water-soluble titanium dioxide in water, obviously. And that is all of our stuff that we're going to be using today. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick zhuzh to get it up to emulsion, and then we're going to separate and color. Alright, we are at a light emulsion, so I am going to go ahead and separate. In the big bowl, I'm going to do that green. Green is going to be my main color for this soap. There wasn't any requirements that I remember for this YouTube collab challenge that the main color had to be red. It just had to be red. There had to be a red in it. So I'm going to do green as my main color, and then I will have red and white as accents, and then I will also have white for frosting. So I've added more red, and it looks a little better, a little less pinky to me. My soap batter does cure to a really white when it's left uncolored, so I'm never sure how that's going to impact colors. Sometimes I need to add more, sometimes I need to add less. So these two are the white. One is for doing the in the pot swirl, and the other one is for our frosting, which, and I will probably have to stick blend this one. This is our frosting. I will probably have to stick blend this a little bit more so that we can pipe it. But we are going to, how am I going to pour this? I think I'm going to do white on one side. Let me switch hands so you guys can see a little bit better. I'm going to do white on one side, and I'm going to let this just be big and chunky swirls. So I am not even going to stir this with my spoon. And because we're piping on top, I'm not really going to worry about saving some to do any kind of decorating or anything like that. It's just going to be what it's going to be. And then just to kind of keep my red from turning pink on me, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off my spoon. So there, we wiped off our spoon. So now we can go ahead and add our red, and I'm trying to give you guys here the best pour view without blocking with my arm. Is our pot. We have the white on one side, red on the other, and green as our main, and we are going to get the mold and move it all in to the mold. So here's my lined mold. You'll see this is a really small batch. This is about 4 bars. This was 500 grams of oil, and my green really settled out, so I don't know how well this is going to pour and how well you guys can see this. Probably should have poured from this side maybe. Sorry about that, guys. Basically, I just dumped it in and hoped for the best. And we'll clean out our bowl here. This might take a bit of practice for me to figure out which side I should really be pouring things on and how to do those better. I may even need to move my camera around so that the pour is more of a side angle rather than an up and down. We'll play around and see. So I am going to give this a quick tap on the floor. I don't like doing it on the table because it shakes the camera. So I'll do that quick. So there we are, pounded and leveled out. And our white is still way too loose. So I'm going to hit that up with the stick blender. So the white soap has gotten quite hot, so I've covered it, hoping that that will kind of help encourage it to move a bit faster so we can pipe. While we're doing that, I'm going to just really quickly explain what I'm going to do to pipe this. So here, I know it's probably hard to see on the camera, I have a piece of saran wrap, plastic wrap, cling film, whatever you want to call it, and I've made it much bigger than I really think I need it to be because I am just doing a small amount of frosting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my frosting on there, roll it up, twist the ends, and I have a makeshift frosting bag today because I ran out of frosting bags and I haven't gotten to the store or to Amazon to buy more. So this is just a 1-quart Ziploc bag, or zip steel bag, whatever you want to call them. And I did stick my coupler and my tip. This is a Wilton 2D tip on here. And I'm going to show you how this all goes together. So this is my frosting, and it's actually set up pretty decently. It's going to be a little loose, but I think that will be okay for the design that I'm going for. So I'm just going to plop this into the middle. I'm not going to do anything with really stiff peaks when I say this will work for the type of design that I'm doing. Basically, I just kind of want a dollopy looking frosting type of look to this. I have done this before. I did this 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was that I made that soap. I'm thinking it might have been 3 years ago. But I'm just going to wrap this up and twist the ends. You can see it's a really small amount of frosting that I'm working with here. And this is why you want to do more, because you really, really, really want to twist these ends and make sure everything gets sealed up nice and tight. And then we are, oh, our tip popped off of our coupler. That's no good. And then I'm going to, is my bag open? My bag is open. All right. So then I'm going to take one of these long ends here, and I'm going to kind of feed it into my coupler. So I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers right here behind the camera, and I'm just going to give that a pull. All right, and then just in case things go way south, I am going to go ahead and ziplock that closed. And then I'm going to grab my scissors and cut off that end that I had twisted up and screw this onto my bag. And I have to be a little bit careful so that I don't force the tip out of the bag. And I do need to open this a bit so that I can squeeze out all the extra air that I have in there and get a good seal on there, a good grip on there, I mean. All right, so there's our soap that we're going to pipe on, and I wonder if I turned it this way and piped this way. We'll see how this goes. And then I'm just gonna squeeze and pull, and hopefully I have enough frosting. Yes. And then I'm going to, I still have some more frosting in there, so I'm going to kind of build up a couple spots here where it's a little patchy. Oops. And it's not going to matter too much because the apple embeds are going to go on top of this anyways. Maybe fill that spot right there. That spot right there. Maybe give this one a little bit more. Oop, nope, we're out of frosting. Beautiful. That was like perfect. And it's still standing. All right, I gotta mark this off quick because I forgot to do that. So I have my marks in place here for my cutter, and then I'm just going to place my apples there. And these apples are just big enough to cover my bar. And this guy right here is mine, so I don't really care if he winds up being part of an end cut as long as the other guys are good. We'll kind of that'll give us some leeway too for lining up the other 3 bars. And these will be part of my Soap of the Month Club for September. And because I have 4 people in my